Hi there YouTubers, I'm R26H Mazzarelli. Welcome to my channel. If you're first time into my videos, this is part 2 of a video, so I suggest maybe you watch part 1 first. However, part 1 I didn't really explain very much, so maybe you'll just want to see part 2. So, whatever, do what you want. Okay, so, this is my part 2 for my discussion about waifus and husbandos amongst us otaku. So, okay. So, I mentioned in the first video that the most popular... spilling any space in the room, man. Yeah, I mentioned that the most popular husbando amongst girls would probably be Sebastian McEllis from Black Butler. Right? As for As for fanboys, I have no idea who the most I have no idea who the most popular waifu is. If I had to guess who the most popular waifus for boys were, I'd probably go for Haruhi Suzumiya from the Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya. Or maybe this person, Naruto Yuki-chan, if you haven't even, seen the original Haruhi series. Yeah, so I reckon amongst boys, the most popular waifus would be Haruhi Suzumiya. Mikasa, maybe? She might be a popular waifu. She's not... Mikasa's not one of my waifu. In fact, out of all the figures I have right now, the only waifu I have is Yuki Nagato. I've actually got about 30 waifus. Yeah. Yeah. When I first got into Haruhi Suzumiya, I did have a crush on Haruhi, Yuki, and Mikiru, but when I got older, I just had a crush on Haruhi and Yuki, and out of the two, I only made Yuki a waifu and Haruhi not. The only reason why Haruhi is not a waifu is because her thoughts can change reality. So, if I made Haruhi a waifu and were to upset her in some way, she could do something pretty bad. So, that's why she's not a waifu. That's why she's only a crush. But, yeah. So, okay, what I'm going to talk about is overprotectiveness. We otaku tend to get very overprotective of our other halves in anime, right? Like, for example, I've only ever had to be very protective once. Now, a friend of mine... Here we go. A friend of mine was claiming that Yuki was his waifu and not mine. And I was getting quite stressed out about it. And this is the one and only time I've ever been protective. Here you go, take a look. She's so cute. She's reading a book. I have no idea what the book is, because it's blank, but I would say she was probably reading manga. And, she's like, I think in this person, Haruhi Suzumiya, she's into, I think she's into reading novels or something. I haven't, seen the movie for a while. It's the movie has such a good plot line that I only watch it maybe, twice every year. So usually, if it's, for example, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, right? The first time I saw it, I didn't like it, because I was borrowing the comics at the time. So when I first saw this, I was like, it was on TV when I was borrowing the comics, I was like, wait, the movies and the comic are the same? So I just decided not to read them. And then, about a year later, I decided to give it a second chance. And I found it on DVD and CX, watched it on my sister's 360, and I freaking loved it the second time around. And in the last 2 weeks, I've seen this movie about 30 times. and that's with and without all full commentary tracks. I've been pretty interested in commentary tracks recently. Thank you to... I've been very interested in commentary tracks after listening to the commentary track on Puny Poemi, which is only a 2-episode anime. Not sure if you can see, but there's a poster right there of it. Yeah. Yeah. So, I was getting very protective of Yuki because my friend was claiming that she was his waifu and not mine. And I was asking him questions like, okay, if Yuki is your waifu, what's her favourite hobby, or what are her favourite hobbies? And he's just like, I'm not going to say. And I was like, why? Because I don't want to release that kind of information. And I was like, what the hell, man? And then I was like, okay then, who are her best friends? And then he was like, nope, not saying. And I was like, come on, man, if she's really a waifu, you would know who she hangs out with. And then he was like, no, I'm not going to say because you're just going to use it to my advantage. Like, he knows, my friend knows, like deep down inside, that him and Yuki don't have a bond because he doesn't watch the Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya, he's never read the manga, he doesn't watch anime.